Hi, and welcome to Crafts to Favors tutorials on the Cricut Expression machine. Today we're going to cover some of the basics on how to understand how to get different features out of your Cricut cartridges. Sometimes you look at the manuals and you just don't understand how to get a certain feature off of that manual by pressing the right buttons. I know when I got my Cricut Expression, I wanted to do a specific image and I couldn't get it to cut because I couldn't figure out how I needed to set up my expression to get that certain image to cut. So today we're going to cover that basic step as part of our Cricut Expression 101 class. So with that, we're going to get started. I'm going to open up our expression, and today we're going to use our Celebrations cartridge. This is a great cartridge for birthdays. I love this cartridge. It's got a lot of fun things that you can use for the birthdays. I'm going to get the overlay placed on. Oops. Placed on here. I'm going to pull out the manual, and this is your handy dandy guide to know all the different features that each cartridge does, so you never want to lose these. I'm going to pop in our Celebrations cartridge and turn our machine on. Now today I've decided to do the shopping bag border, and let me just find that in here really quickly. I've chose the shopping bag and I want to do the border. So the shopping bag right here is over in this right hand or left hand for you box, and this means that it is the main key on the overlay. So the shopping bag. So if I find it on here, here's the shopping bag towards the bottom, second row from the bottom, second one from the right. And that's what it's telling me from the manual is everything on this page can be accomplished with that one button. However, the trick is anything over here means that you have to have an additional button clicked to let the Cricut know that those are the features that you want to print and not just the shopping bag. So, like I said, I wanted to do the border option, which is this one down here, for the shopping bag. So it's going to print 4 different shopping bags attached to each other. So these are great if you want to do it, attach it to a card, if you want to attach it onto your scrapbooking page, different things that you want to use it for. It's a great option as well. So we need to tell the Cricut that we want the border option and not just the single shopping bag. So the way we need to do that is down here at the bottom below it, for this box, it says border. So that's the additional key, function key that we need to press to get it to print the border bags. So over here in the gray area, you have your additional function keys. And these function keys help your Cricut to know which option out of these additional 6 options you want. Now, like I said, it says the border down here, so we're going to press the border button. The border button is this second row, second one in, gray function button. So I'm going to press that. Now, if I want to do there's little tags that we could attach to the shopping bag as well. You'd also use that border function button and the shopping bag key. However, you'd want to push the shift button, and the shift button, because it's the upper hand corner, will get you the tags. But today we're just going to do the main border shopping bags. We're not going to worry about the tags. But again, if you want to print this item up here, you're going to want the border function key pressed as well as the shift key when you press the shopping bag. But again, we're not doing the tags. We're going to do just the shopping bags. So I'm now going to press the shopping bag option, which we have our border function selected. It's going to then pop it up here on the screen, and it's going to show the 4 attached shopping bags. So we know that we have the right image that we want. Now, we want to load our paper. I just chose some leftover kind of orangey, sherbety looking scrapbooking paper, and we're going to load it into our Cricut. You want to make sure that it is flush against the rollers. That way it does go in evenly. You want to kind of hold it really flush and even so it does enter the machine correct. And we're going to press the load paper button just down here at the bottom. Okay, it's now loaded. Before you cut, you always want to make sure that you have your right pressure and speed and everything selected properly to make sure that we do a full cut. Because this is cardstock, it's a little bit heavier, we want to make sure that we have our speed set at the right. It's not super duper heavy, so we're going to set our speed at high. I think high should be fine. And you'll learn by playing with it a lot of times too what your different speeds and pressures you're going to want. But for me, I know how it usually works. It's not an intricate cut, so it's very basic. And then over here on the bottom side, we're going to want to do our pressure. Now, because it is cardstock, we do want our pressure to be a little bit more intense to get through that entire cardstock so we have a clean cut. So I'm going to roll our pressure until we get to, we're going to do medium. And, not medium, sorry, high. High should be definitely a strong enough pressure point to cut through that entire cardstock. Again, I've played with this before, and I understand that, but for most cardstocks, that usually works. But you might want to play with yours a little bit too. And then we need to decide on the size of the shopping bags. Right now it's set at 3.5 inches. You can adjust it in 1/4 inch increments. And I think we're going to go with a 3-inch shopping bag. So I'm just going to rotate this down to 3 inches. There we go. So we got 3 inches on the screen. We've got our border shopping bags. We know we've got the right image. We've selected our speeds. Our pressures, I know that my blade depth is at 4, which is good. And we're just going to hit the cut button. And with that, we're going to cut our image. Now you always want to remember, I always remind everybody in all these videos that you need to have enough room behind your Cricut so that the cutting mat does not hit anything. You do not want this butted up against a wall or any cables, the power cables in the back to be in the way, because if the mat hits something while it's cutting, it's going to throw your image ajar and you're not going to get that perfect cut that you're looking for. So save yourself the headache and the frustration of possibly even jamming your machine, and just make sure that the entire area behind your Cricut is clear of anything. Unload the paper now, and I'm going to take it off, and I'm just going to pull my cardstock off of my mat. This isn't a brand new mat, so it's not super duper sticky, but it does hold it down well enough so the paper doesn't come out of place. So there we go. We have our 4-bag border. Now again, this was the 3-inch size, so it's a larger border. That would be great on your scrapbooking pages. And it's that simple. That's how we used one of our function buttons to accomplish a different cut than just the standard shopping bag that's shown here. So there are tons of different options. For instance, if we wanted to continue with the shopping bag theme, there are 5 other different function buttons that we can use. There's the tag function button that'll do the shopping bag inside of a tag as well. There's a border button that will allow you to do it in a border. There's a card that will allow you to cut a shopping bag image out of a card and take care of all of that. And then there's the blackout and shadows as well that you can use for your layering effects. So there are tons of options. You just need to remember which function key you want to hit. So these books are super duper handy because you want them to be able to know which function buttons do the additional settings of above and beyond what's printed on our overlays. So for instance, if we wanted to do this tag button, this tag option, it says it's calling the function button tag. Very simple there. So we would press the tag button over here on our function buttons, which is this top one, and that tag button, and then it would allow us to cut the tag out. In fact, let's go ahead and do that really quickly. Again, we're going to do the tag option, which is this top one. So I've already pressed the tag a minute ago when I was talking about it. And actually, you know what? Let's do this one that's up here in the upper right hand, the green one, which has the shopping bag with a little gift tag hanging off of it, to show you how to use the shift key. So it's the one that's in this upper right hand corner of this box, which tells us that we need to press the shift key along with that tag function button to get the image up here. So we have the tag button pressed. We can now press the shift button and it'll light up as well. And so we know that we have our tag, we have our shift, so it's going to give us this image up here in our tag box. And I'm going to then press the shopping bag over here and it's going to load the image. And as soon as it loads the image, we'll see that there is the tag with the shopping bag cut out and the little gift tag as well. So we're going to cut this, and we're going to keep it at 3 inches again, and just cut this one. There's so many different options where you see the shopping bag on your overlay. You think, well, you have that option. Well, when you open your book, you have a ton more options because you can do the tags, you can do the borders that we've already done, you can do the shadows, the blackouts. They have the banner that I talked about, as well as the card that they could do the cutout. So there's so many different options. We're going to unload this really quick. Okay, there we go. So there is the shopping bag. So if we had another color of paper behind it, for instance, I used the leftover scrap, you can really see how nice that comes out as a shopping bag image if you wanted to do a layering effect with that. So I hope I taught you something new today with your Cricut Expression if you're a brand new Cricut Expression owner. We are here to help you and make the most out of your Cricut Expression. And remember to always shop with crafts2favor.com for all of your Cricut Expression and Provo craft needs.